All right, we're going to one of the final parts, and it's all about communication. And we know wolves, and we know wolves howling, but wolves are prone to have different kind of communication. So they can bark, whimpering, growling, and howling. And so there are different ways of communicating. So that's why we show this. And there's a different kind of communication. When we talk about communication, a lot of people are thinking, there's inflation going on, there might be a recession ahead, maybe some bad news. But the good news is we're entering the sixth wave of Kondratyev. And when you look at this slide briefly, this economist from the 20s and 30s made some analysis. He started out, there are waves all through history, economic waves. So there have been already 5 macroeconomic waves. And the last one was about the introduction of the computer. It started out with the steam engine and so forth and so on. You can read it. But basically, we are entering now the sixth wave of Kondratyev. And it means when it all starts, we will have 20 to 40 years of the next wave, and it's a normal division, so it's 20 years up. If we're really going to start this next wave, it will be 50 to 20 years of high growth economy. So that's the good news. The flip side of all this is, in the valleys between these waves, you will see some turmoil. You see some revolutions, wars going on, and that it's unfortunately actually happening right now. So you see conflicting cultures, and now that's entering in a stage of war in Europe. That's all part of what's happening when you look at from a long point of view, and you see this kind of waves happening. So the good news is that we are entering the sixth economic wave of Kondratyev, and we'll see a lot of growth and also a lot of opportunity, especially in the digitalization and with all kind of innovation. So that's the good news. The bad news is, we're entering in a world of complexity. So what the author and professor of Bath, Margaret Heffernan, is saying in her books about the future, the world is shifting from complicated, with clear cause and effects, to complex, with non-linear elements. So you see all kind of ripple effects, and it will be in a non-linear way. So we're getting into a complicated world. And the people in the audience who know system dynamics, the only way out of it is visualization. And what you see here is a visual of the Afghan world. NATO forces created this visualization of all kind of interconnections between organizations and tribes in Afghanistan, and to see, okay, what will happen if we do this? And what will happen if we do that? So basically, NATO created this visual to explain what could be done, what they shouldn't do, what would be a terrible thing to do with a lot of unforeseen consequences. And by visualization, they could map out this consequences to make it foreseeable. So this is what NATO forces has done, and what we've seen earlier. This scenarios, this military strategic thinking is very important. It's now also entering the world of business and supply chain.